Hello, my name is Andy Myland, and I am doing an ISSA certification for my strength and conditioning specialist. And I am a student of College ISSA. I live in Spring Grove, Illinois, and I'm going to use myself as an athlete just because of COVID restrictions. Please enjoy. So for this exercise, I'm going to focus on myself as an athlete, pretending I'm a linebacker. So I would start off season. We'll be focusing on power and strength. For this day, lower phase, we'll be doing power, plyometrics, and functional training. For each of the exercises, I will be supersetting them and have a 1 to 2 minute break, depending how I feel. Okay, today what we're going to be doing is our dynamic warm-ups. What we're going to focus on is getting the whole full body movement, getting that core temperature up, and getting that blood pumping. Okay, so the first one is quad pulls, and basically all these movements you should do around like 10 yards. So the first one, you're going to pull your knee to your chest, and then go to the next knee to your chest. You want to really focus on going slow, just feeling it. The second one is going to be a butt kickers, and we're going to be going slow, not fast. We're just trying to feel every single movement. So it's going to be like this, touching your heel to your butt, and go as slow as possible, but still be quick. So what we're going to be doing is a lunge with a twist, just to really focus on loosening up the whole entire posterior chain. So, and then you go opposite lunge with the twist, 10 yards. How was that? So now what we're going to be doing is a high knee. We're going to pump up our arms, and you want your knees to be actually around 90 degrees, high as possible, and really pump up your arms and get that blood pumping. So it's going to look like this. 10 yards. Then the last one it's going to be is sprinting. So get in your athletic sprint stance. I like to put my toe right by my heel, 90 degrees, opposite arm, opposite leg, and then just go. So now for each exercise, you're going to be doing one set back and forth for 10 yards. Now, some people don't really like to do some warm-ups, so if you do want to do a warm-up, I recommend also, it's called RPR, it's Reflexive Performance Reset. Essentially, it's a combination of breathing and acupressure that treats the imbalances in the muscles and the nervous system, so it's going to wake it all up. Okay, for my first exercise, I'm doing a barbell squat. I'm first placing the bar right above my rear delts. I'm trying to have my head look 45 degrees down. When I go down, I want a neutral spine, and I want my core to be braced into, my whole entire core to be braced into the belt. I'm going to be walking back about 3 steps with the shoulder width apart, like so. And my toes are pointed slightly 20 to 30 degrees, and I'm going down with a 3-second eccentric for time under tension. And then I'm going to go back to the rack. So for the next exercise, a goblet squat, a dumbbell goblet squat, I'm going to be standing with the feet between hip and shoulder width apart. This is going to help keeping my core tight, back flat, and while I'm doing this, I'm going to try focus on having a good range of motion. This is the elevated heel dumbbell split squat, but before doing this, I recommend people starting with without the plate and the heel elevated until you can move up. Right now, I have my torso upright in a good neutral position. I'm keeping my core tight while I'm lowering approximately 90 degrees. You want to maintain every distributed weight in your whole foot. Don't shift forward on the toes or exaggerate by pushing through the heel. When you come back up, try squeeze the glutes as well. I elevate my foot just because it's practicing on my ankle mobility and stability as well. This will strengthen my ankle so I can reduce from getting ankle sprains. Okay, so now we have is the resistant band assisted jump squat, split squat. And what we really want to focus on is actually building power from the balls of the foot. Have the band hanging and loop around your armpits, and try to be in a good athletic stance. You want to jump in a vertical line and try to absorb the ground as quickly as possible and jump up as fast as possible. So now I'm doing a glute ham raise machine with a resistant band, and basically all I'm doing right now is putting my back in flexion, and I'm trying to extend as far as possible without hyperextending my back. I'm going to be feeling this more basically on my glutes, my hammies, my my calves and part of my posterior chain. I feel like doing this is much better than building a lower back from doing deadlifts, just because I want my athletes to be much safer. To do this, you just need to put your feet between those two small pads. Then you would want to put your upper thighs on the fat pads. Then you will be bending over in a flexion and then extend with a great straight neutral spine. For this last exercise, I'd like to do is a resistant band side step. This will help me with quickness on my feet, and I'm trying to focus on mind-muscle connection on my quads, depending which way I'm going, and I'm in the athletic stance. To be able to do this, you want to grab a medium to heavy thick band, and you want to be pulling the band and twisting it just to have good tension. So now what we have is the side plank bench. I'm going to try to use my shoulder to be aligned with my elbow. Then I'm going to have my whole entire body lifted in the air and try to squeeze my side obliques and my whole entire core. I recommend starting with the floor first until you can gradually move up. This is great for your core stabilizer and the balancing of your whole entire body. So now we have is the plank. This is really good for your core stabilizers and, of course, balance again. But what you really want to focus on is not having pressure on your shoulders. Really focus on being aligned and have your shoulder aligned with your elbow. Keep your hips stable and straight. Don't want them to be shooting in the air, or you don't want them to be lower than your butt. I'm trying to squeeze my core and my glutes as well. This is going to be activating the whole system. If you can't do this, I recommend starting without the weights and focusing on your body weight first until you can gradually move up. For my stretching, I'm going to have is a resistant band pulling my my hamstring. So how I'm going to do it is I'm going to place a band on my toes, and I'm going to, on the midfoot of my section of my foot, I'm going to point the toe to my chest and then pull the band so I can feel the tension of my hammy. Then I want my opposite leg to be on the ground. What I also want to do is when I'm doing this, I want my back to not be arched. So I'm going to be focusing on putting my back to the ground. And then I want my shoulders to be on the ground as well. So now with everything still on the ground, I want now to is pull my leg across my body. And this is going to stretch my IT band. And I'm showing to the video that I want my shoulders to be still on the ground. And I'm going to be lifting the band just a little slightly up until I feel the stretch. And now after that, I'm going to be now crossing over again and keeping my right foot still on the ground. And this is going to help stretch the whole entire adductor. And you want the band just to be a little tension to feel it. So now you're going to be doing that, the same thing with the other leg. Try to do 3 sets of 30. So now we're going to be putting our knees to our chest. Keep our core, our back to be on the ground so our back is not arched. Keep the knee to your chest and hold it for at least 30 seconds. This is going to help with the stretching of your lower back as well. So now for your quad stretch, what we're going to do is put one of your legs on the bench, your feet. You'll slowly move up, have a good 90 degrees. You're going to lower it down. Have the pad or the towel just to help your knee. Does it hurt as well? Now you're going to do is put your pelvis in an anterior pelvic tilt. Posterior pelvic tilt. And you're going to move forward and you're going to stretch the quad. And for 30 seconds. Go to any pole, and we're going to actually sit back and open our hips and just hold it for at least 30 seconds. And in the future, when you're good at it, you don't have to use the pole. So now what we're going to be doing is the dog pose, the yoga pose. You're going to put your feet flat. We're going to sink back, and we're going to slowly reach out as far as possible and just hold it for 30 seconds. Now the other one is the same thing, but now we tuck our toes in and still sink back as far as possible. The last one's called cat and cow. We're going to be stretching the spine, and we're going to, by doing it, is doing an flexion, an extension. So flex that back, get that scapula released, get it loose. Slowly come back in like a cow. Thank you for this opportunity, ISSA. It means a lot to me. I'm so happy I got to be able to do this class. It definitely helped me learn more, and it's going to help me to help my athletes in the future. Have a good day.